Okay. Item number 8. Additional work for the State Route 57 reconstruction project for grading and of a drainage ditch. State, an ordinance authorizing said work per the attached at the cost not to exceed $51,000 to be paid from the State Route 57 Rehabilitation Fund. Standard emergency clause, State Route 57 Rehab Department Capital Outlay Account. Need a motion to get this on the floor?
So moved.
Okay. Need a second? Thank you.
Well,
Okay.
Chairman, I don't know if that's exactly what I asked. If you look at what we quoted last time when we brought this proposal was to correct this grading of the ditch, and last time the estimated cost was given as $80,000. Since then, our consultant, our construction manager, Brian, has been going back and forth with the Shelley company, and apparently K. McCartney thinks that if we do this in time and material basis, they would probably have more control and probably can control the cost more effectively. And they estimated that around $51,000. But as I said, they think that they can bring it to $50,644,000. But again, the Shelley company has given us a quote that's $84,491. And what we are saying, what we are asking is to allow us to proceed with the work on material and time and material basis at this time.
Okay.
And not.
Okay. We got discussion from the committee members? No questions?
Mr. Mukin, what's the total? I got two things here.
The total, the Shelley company gave us $85,000. The K. McCartney thinks that it will be around $51,000. So that's what we are trying to control by going with time and material.
It's just to shore up the ditches, huh?
Right.
Or the...
I'm sorry, Mr. Chairman.
Yes,
Mr.
Mayor.
Hogan, what dollar amount were you asking to be authorized? You know, one price of $85,000. Our construction management company thinks it would be closer to $50,000. How much are we asking for?
Well, what I'm saying is to allow us to go with material, labor and material, not to exceed $80,000. We think that
not
we
to
will
exceed
control.
$80,000.
Yeah, we think that we will control to $51,000. But again, it's a time and material basis. It depends on how much time it takes and how much material it takes.
The committee report is for not to exceed $51,000.
Well, that's what I think.
Yeah, we need it to be $80,000. Jesus. Which I might add, Mr. Chairman, when we gave the presentation a number of weeks ago, with the dollar amounts and expected change orders yet, we used the $80,000 number. So that's what's been presented and we've discussed.
Okay, 80,000. Okay. Yes, Mr. Auditor?
Mr. Chairman, through you, Mukin, when are you going to process all these change orders as far as purchase orders?
That's a question. At this time, we are actually not paying anything from our city funds. Everything is coming out of ODOT and NOACA funds.
Correct, but I believe they all still have to flow through our books.
Right, and whenever you want, we can make purchase orders, but
well, we'll have to sit down because there's nothing left. I mean, in the current appropriation, it's all used up. We just the initial cost and what was open at the end of the year. So I've got to sit down with you and I've got to amend this budget.
Yeah. And it just, I don't know if, I think it was in newspaper, but we received an additional $1.35 million from Novaka last week, which was last meeting for this project towards change orders.
Okay, any other discussion?
And have we heard any more from the State Infrastructure Bank Loan Program?
No, I'm still talking to her by emails, and we are going back and forth. I did not hear. She did say that to all the members for consideration of the loan request. So I'm still waiting for reply from.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, that's Mr. Tanner.
We have before us a total cost of 84,000 something one way, 50,644 another way. What are we voting on? Are we voting on what you just said, 51,000?
The committee report has been amended to read not to exceed $80,000.
Well, what I'm saying is not to exceed $80,000, which means if you give us a permission to go material and time and material basis, we'll try to control to $51,000. But as I said, it's on time and material basis. Whatever time it takes and whatever material comes on site, that's what we have to pay for.
So let me ask this through you, Mr. Chair. Let me just ask this. So we initially was quoted somewhere right around the 80. Shelley came in and it quoted 84,491 initially. Is that somewhat correct? Initially, a couple 2 to 3 weeks ago.
Right.
And K.E. McCartney has said that based on that, they feel that they can get this project done if it's managed properly, if that's correct.
That's right.
For $50,644,000. So in real dollars, that's roughly about a $34,000 savings, right?
That's right.
So why wouldn't we want to go for the $50,644 if they feel that they can do that? And if they need to come back, then we come back for the additional $34,000 or less. I mean, to me, I don't see that being a problem. I think that would put, Brian there to make sure that they're doing it for the $50,644.
Push him.
I mean, we've come down 34,000 already, based on what Brian seems to think. And I think that's a good thing, that he's working hard for us, because the money is tight.
To summarize, Shelley proposed doing this work, and they put 8 days of labor, equipment, trucking in to do that. Looking at it based on the volume involved, strongly feel that it's a 5-day operation. The contract sets the rates. We've agreed on the rates for the equipment they're going to use, agreed on the labor rates. My biggest objection to the 84,000 is they're looking at the worst case scenario, so the city is assuming all the risk, they're getting all the profit. I just don't feel that it was in the city's best interest to give them that fixed price when we can control the work. And under force account, I control the personnel, the amount of trucking that's there, and we move it in and out as necessary. Within the first day, we'll know if I'm on the money or not. And I'm very comfortable with the 5 days that I've forecast.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, Mayor.
the problem comes in that it may be an 8-day project, and in which case it may be, closer to 80 or 84,000 perhaps. The problem with just limiting the allowance to 51,000, what have you, is that we're in the middle of the project, day 4 or 5. We have to stop and come back to council whenever council is going to meet to reauthorize, in which case there's going to be restaging costs, and it will be considerably more. It's our professional's opinion that, he's telling us here, we basically have this choice between these two options. We go with the $84,000 number, again, in which case the contractor receives all the profit if it is done less, or his expectation is that it can be done closer to that $51,000 number, in which case if it's more, then we pay that extra amount along the way. But here's an opportunity. We paid the construction management team to look for opportunities to save the city, and this is one area that he believes is very likely to cost closer to $50,000 than it is the $84,000. But we cannot, I mean, it's irresponsible for us to limit it to that 51,000, be in the middle of the project and fall short. You know, that's why, you know, we feel we need the authorization for at least the $80,000, you know, in the event of the worst case scenario.
Well, it seems